Okay guys, so we've arrived at Tash, which is the closest town you can get to Zermatt. We are in the absolutely beautiful Zermatt right now. As you can see, it's pretty gorgeous. And then behind us is the Matterhorn, an absolute beast. And tomorrow we're going to be doing Breithorn, like I mentioned. What's going on, guys? Good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this episode, we're going to be climbing Breithorn, which is 4,100 plus meters above sea level. Now we are cheating and we are getting the cable car the majority of the way, but regardless, it's going to make for an interesting video. So this is the gear we've got. We've got an ice axe, a couple of different poles, rope, belaying device, harnesses, crampons. So yeah, what are you saying?
Scared.
So we've made it to the highest ski lift in Europe, and this is the altitude, 3,814 meters. Okay guys, this is the rig, the figure of 8, harness, crampons. Hey guys, we made it. It's absolutely freezing here. That's Breithorn. It's pretty windy. It's absolutely freezing, so I'll just voice over this video. So just a disclaimer, I'm extremely unexperienced when it comes to mountaineering, hence why we chose to do Breithorn, which is extremely easy, but still these mountains have huge risks, and I always recommend going with a guide or at least doing some mountaineering training in Scotland before progressing onto the Alps. Okay guys, so the wind stopped and the sun's come back out, so we're just going to get some snacks out of the bag and then we're going to keep pushing on. The summit is just up there, we're not too far now, probably about halfway. So like I mentioned in the previous section of this video, Breithorn is relatively easy because there's a really high ski lift that takes you to 3,800 meters, and then from there you've only got to gain about 400 meters. This is the route that we took, total of about 8 or 9 kilometers. Don't get me wrong, it's still very difficult due to the altitude and some of the terrain. There was a ton of people doing this who weren't roped up. We decided to rope up and take ice axes. Obviously we had crampons and some other stuff, and if you're looking at getting into mountaineering, Breithorn is a great option. The ski lift is about £100 each, which is crazy expensive, but it's definitely worth it. There's also a ton of mountaineering shops where you can rent the appropriate gear, but if you are tackling these mountains, I recommend owning the gear so you know how it works and you've already used it before. Sun's coming back out like I was saying, and it's really nice, really warm now. I think we might be a bit sheltered, so it's really pleasant up here, to be honest. Struggling to breathe. Obviously we're at well over 4,000 meters now, so that's why. And it's relatively steep, but just take it slow and stop him when we need to. But I don't feel sick, I've not got a headache, so I'm not too worried. I'm pretty happy. So like I say, we're harnessed together in case one of us falls into a crevasse, but it's extremely unlikely because it's really cold up here. And most people aren't even harnessed together, but I was so excited to finally be on this mountain. We were having a really good time, and as you can see, the weather was pretty good, and that is some of the Alps you can see in the background. Absolutely beautiful. The views up here are insane. Unfortunately, the views got a bit worse as we progressed up, and just take a look at some of the risks that you can face. This is a crevice, or like a little hole in the ice, which can be all the way down to 100 meters, so you don't want to fall down anything like that. That's why you're up together, and that's why you take your ice axe so you can arrest and stop the fall. This is probably the steepest bit I've been on. Straight down. And if you take anything away from this video, it is that there are real risks on these mountains, so always make sure you're experienced or you take a guide. Really hard to breathe right now. Just over 4,000 meters, probably another 50 meters again to go, so we're nearly there. It's just over this, but I can't wait to get up there, get some photos and get back down. I'm pretty tired now, so am I. Can hardly bloody breathe. So over there was the cable car that we got. And behind me is the summit of Breithorn. 100 metres, let's get it.
There was definitely some questionable mountaineering techniques going on, but like I say, I am very inexperienced and I have booked a course in Scotland in February of 2025 to learn some more stuff, and I also need to purchase some more gear, like an ice axe that is appropriate length, some proper B3 boots and some proper C3 crampons. I think I'm going to get the La Sportiva Nepals as they seem to be the cheapest with the highest reviews, and I'm going to get some Grivel 22 crampons. Either the 22s or the 18s. So yeah, I've got a ton to learn and I've got a ton of gear, so please don't roast me in the comments. I already know, but unfortunately I don't have infinite money, so we had to make do with what we do. We knew the risks going into this and we were happy to take them. And Breithorn is very easy, don't get me wrong. There was a ton of people doing this without ice axes who weren't even roped up, but I'd always rather be on the side of caution.
On our way down now. And that's the sketchy bit over with, really. But it's important to stay concentrated because more climbers die on the way down than they do on the way up. Well, we're not far now from the cable cart back down to Zermatt. Probably another 2 kilometres on relatively easy terrain, but that was a really good experience and it was nice to dip my toe in mountaineering. Just gonna get some food now, drop off some of this rental equipment. Gonna have a chilled one tonight, not gonna film too much. Gonna get some nice tea, obviously chill out with Amber a bit, catch my breath, stay in a hotel. So tomorrow morning we're driving to the Dolomites, which will be the topic of my next video. So I'll see you in that video. The altitude's getting to me, but yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Take a look at all our gear. Literally fills the lift. I'm just about getting. There's the button. And it's pretty sketchy that as well, to be fair, look at that. Whew. Okay guys, so we're leaving Zermatt, Switzerland now and we're heading to the Dolomites, which is a 6-hour drive, so we should be getting there about 5:30. Now Switzerland has been amazing, but it is so expensive and we're hoping the Dolomites is a little bit cheaper. Plan is we're going to camp tonight and then a couple of nights in accommodation and then just switch between camping and accommodation. I am a little bit concerned because the Dolomites is freezing at the moment and there's been a bit of a snowstorm. This car is 4-wheel drive, but still it's got like summer tyres on it and it's probably not optimal, so I'm a little bit concerned, but hopefully a lot of the snow's melted now and it's warm enough to camp.
Thanks for watching guys. We headed from Switzerland to the Dolomites and I'm going to be sharing a ton of content of what we got up to in the Dolomites. Everything from hiking to wild camping to staying in bivacos. We covered a load of ground and we did 3,000 miles on this road trip, so make sure you stay tuned for the next video and subscribe.